Hello and welcome to Create the Flow. I'm Monica Freeman, host and founder of Monica Freeman Studios and Unewell. I am here to guide you in aligning with your soul's purpose, trusting your inner voice, and building a life that you truly love. You were born with a purpose, and your intuition already knows the way. Hello, my love. Welcome to the show. I am so excited for 2026. I don't know about you, but there was this part of me that wanted 2025 to slow down, but also this part of me that was transitioning super fast and just wanted to shed the old and come in with the new, or at least just really find my most authentic self and tap into that. And I am just so ready to live in that space right now. That's really where I am lit up in my human design chart. So as far as human design is concerned, I am going to start tying that into more episodes so that you can understand how this is affecting both your nervous system, the choices that you're making every day, and also your businesses. So today I really want to dive into social selling and how in this new season, wherever you are, it's not really about forcing, it's all about alignment. Last season, in fact, all of last year, I talked about living in alignment because that is truly the best way to tap into your most authentic self. And when you feel aligned, that's when you get these intuitive downloads from the creator, from the universe. That's when you're able to really become who you came here to be. So when you're thinking about that as it applies to your business and how you're selling, if you're trying to force something that doesn't feel authentic to you, it's never going to convert the way that you want it to. For most of us, we've been taught that we have to hustle harder or do more or post multiple times a day or have one consistent sales strategy, that we're all supposed to have the same energy type. And there's only one way to do life. And unfortunately, the more I dive into energy types and understand my clients and my personal self, I realize that that is absolutely not true. It's really when you stop chasing someone else's blueprint and their strategy and clients that you can begin to attract them. So this episode is really to give you an overall bird's eye view of what each one of the 5 energy types looks like in business from the sell psychology stance. And then also it's sort of like a permission slip for you to sell exactly the way that feels good to you and not think that you have to piggyback on what somebody else is doing. So as I mentioned, there are 5 energy types. The very first one is the manifester. The manifester is essentially the initiator. So your strategy is to inform your audience. So right now, if you know for sure that you're a manifester, I want you to stop asking for permission or waiting for people to validate you with engagement and DMs. Your clients want you to be the leader. You're the initiator. Think of yourself as the cause and everybody else is the effect. So when you're going to create content, allow yourself to really use your content to inform your audience of what you're doing and why. I love the idea of thinking of yourself as a train conductor. And you are letting everybody on the podium know, on the platform know that this train is going in this direction. And if people want to get on that and go with you, they can. But if they don't have to, because not everybody is going to be aligned with you. Whoever doesn't resonate with you, when you inform them, they're not meant to come on your train with you. Stop trying to use language like, would you guys be interested in this? Because that's not actually correct for your energy type. As I said, you're an initiator. So you want to lean into more things like, I'm creating this service or this offer because I saw a gap in the industry and this is how it works. You spark the fire. So your conviction is what's truly going to help you sell. And when you move with the right certainty, that feeling that you know, then people are going to follow or they're not. But chances are the right people will follow you. So if you are not familiar right now after hearing that first energy type, what your energy type is, you can go to the link in the show notes and get a free human design chart reading from my website and figure out which one of these 5 energy types is yours. The second energy type are the generators. Think of the generator as the magnetic creator. The generator is essentially the life force of the planet, and their strategy is to respond. So when you're thinking about your business and how you are meant to sell, you're designed to be a magnet, not a chaser. Like I said, life force of the planet, you have magnetism that attracts things to you. So when your sacral is lit up and you are excited, people want to be a part of whatever it is you're doing. So your best content comes from responding to what's already around you rather than starting a blank page. The thing that I love about you is that you really get to be a master of one thing. That's not to say that you won't expand, but you really are an authority in one space. So the way that we've been conditioned to live is find one job and grow within that, whatever that hierarchy is, become the best at that, master that one skill. And that really is true for you. You are someone when you're lit up, you can go and go and go and go. But that is not the right way for all of the other energy types to work. So that is only applicable to you. And some ways that you can benefit from responding and social selling is you can start using more polls in your stories, like really engage your audience. I really love the question stickers to get your audience engaging with you so that you can get a conversation going. So your real secret to social sells is getting personal in your DMs and using polls and Q&A stickers in your stories to really engage your audience. You can even end with a call to action that is less about taking action to buy something, but more about engaging with your content. And this is going to help you by collecting all of the information so that you receive specific questions and you're able to create content about those questions. Whichever questions really light you up and you feel excited about, that's how you can respond. You can respond to those. Stop trying to initiate cold DMs and spark conversations and let your excitement be the sales pitch. Let people come to you and ask the questions. And honestly, that almost makes it easier because you're not just throwing spaghetti at the wall and thinking, what do I do next? What's my strategy? You're really letting your audience guide you. Now, the third one is our manifesting generators. If you're familiar with human design, then you know that these are the Manny Gens or the MGs. You know that I'm a manifesting generator because I have shared that several times with you guys. And we are the multi-passionate visionaries. If you're a manifesting generator as well, your strategy is a little bit different. You are meant to first respond, then visualize, and then inform. To get you familiar with manifesting generators, we are multi-passionate. We have a lot of varying interest, and we are not supposed to have one linear path. So just allowing yourself to know that you are allowed to think outside of the box. You are actually supposed to be the person who shows the rest of the world how you can bridge different things together. A lot of times people probably think that you're all over the place, that you're kind of lost and confused. But as long as you have a through line, like an umbrella that ties everything back together and you can make sense of it, you are meant to lead in that capacity. You're not supposed to fit into a box. So your social selling tip is to ignore all of that advice you've been conditioned to believe about sticking to one niche, because your real power is in speed and pivoting and variety. Showing your audience the process of how you've been able to move between your passions is what's going to build trust, because they need to see behind the scenes what you're doing in order to understand your process. Maybe create a series or, consistent content about taking your audience behind the scenes and showing them how you are not on a linear path, how things are sometimes chaotic and sometimes they're slow and sometimes they're fast-paced, and what's really happening in your business. When you give others permission to be multifaceted with you and you allow yourself to be that way, then it becomes implied that it's okay that you skip steps. Sometimes you're here just to learn a little bit. You're not here for the whole scope of things. You take what you need from certain situations and you implement that, and that's fine. You are literally here just to inform your audience where you are going so they don't get whiplash. Because a lot of times we are moving so fast that we are here and there, and we're talking about all the things, and we've got so many offers and so many different types of content, and people really are like, what is going on here? I cannot follow this person. What exactly are they teaching me? So it's when you actually share your enthusiasm for all the things that light you up that you start to magnetize, much like a generator, your audience. Because you are a hybrid of the manifestor and the generator, one of the beautiful gifts that you do have is that you have the capability of being lit up and having that ongoing kind of energizer battery energy when you are really excited about something. Number 4 is our projectors. The projector, if this is you, is a seer and a guide, which is a beautiful thing because you have sort of a bird's eye view. You can see systems and operations and things that nobody else can see. Think of it as like a bird on a branch looking down at all the other wildlife. So your strategy is really to wait for the invitation. And I know that can seem a little challenging, waiting for the invitation, but it doesn't mean necessarily waiting on the sidelines and waiting and hiding and not being visible. You must be visible to be invited because people have to know that you are an authority for them to invite you. So what you need to do is position yourself as the authority by sharing authority content that makes people invite you, that makes them ask questions and ask you for your unique perspective on systems. Because again, you have that bird's eye view. So you are here to help people find methods that maybe aren't working for them and other better ways of doing things. Because again, we're not all the same energy type. We don't all function the same way. And you have the beautiful gift of being able to see how things work really well. So focus on quality content over quantity. You will burn yourself out if you are trying to post every single day and keep up with a generator. You're not meant to do that. So allow yourself to slow down and post more quality content so that your audience will start to see what you're doing, build trust with you, and think to themselves, I need to work with them and reach out to you. You have, again, this overall view of things that we, the rest of us, cannot see. And our last energy type are the reflectors. The reflectors are the mirrors. Your strategy is to wait a lunar cycle, which is essentially 28 days. And something that I would tell you for your social selling tips are, you are, like I said, the mirror. You're the barometer of the community. You can see everything. You have what's called 9 undefined centers. I won't spend too much time speaking to that in this episode because I'll do a separate episode on that. But because of that, because you kind of have this ability to be malleable and take on people's energy, you're sort of like an empath, you reflect back to all of us what you're seeing, not just with us, but in the industry. So you really are the barometer of what's changing, the mirror. You're pretty amazing. This is like such a great gift. When you think about your content marketing strategy and how you can really get people to resonate with you and you can improve your social selling strategy, think less about the I content. So it's less about like a Manny Jen taking people behind the scenes at your process because you're not really on a linear path. This is more about being inclusive and making we content using statements like, have you noticed how we as a society, kind of implied, are feeling tired lately, or how we, continue to be inclusive with bringing people into that so that people feel like this is something that they can relate to. Don't rush your launches. That is one thing to know about yourself. You are someone who needs full spaciousness because you can really be malleable and take on the world's energy because you don't have a defined center. You really have to wait a lunar cycle. That doesn't always necessarily mean 28 days. Maybe that means a full week. You'll know intuitively what that looks like for you, but you really need to be fully aligned when you decide to move forward. So what really works for you is being able to amplify your truth and to curate and reflect. It's important to understand how what somebody's doing that's working for them is actually aligned with their energy type, whereas you can take certain systems and operations that people have taught you or things that you've seen online and find a way to integrate them into your specific energy type. But first, I would really go to the website and get your energy type and learn about your specific human design type. It's really going to help you see that you may be living out of alignment currently, and there are things that you could shift to just really find that wholeness in yourself. If human design is something that's piqued your curiosity, then I'm glad you're here and you're listening to this because there will be lots more human design coming to the podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love you and I will see you on the next one. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. If you'd like more information, you can follow along on Instagram at Create the Flow Podcast or find me personally at Monica Freeman. And if you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to leave a review and share it with a friend.